Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey to give you my 2020 NHL trade predictions. So I'm going to go through actually the TSN trade bait board, and I'm not going to go through the whole top 50, but I'm going to go through the top 30, top 35, and then after that, the last 15, just kind of skip through some of the players that I think could be traded. So some of the players, I'm going to give my initial predictions saying that I don't think they're going to be traded, but if they are going to be traded, which team to, or some of the players that I'm confident in who will be traded and to which team. So if you are here and you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're almost at 10K, so every subscriber counts. Drop a like and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. So let's get right into it, starting at the top with Chris Kreider. See, I don't think the Rangers should trade Kreider. I think they're in the, think of it in a playoff race, and I'm looking at Kreider being possibly a guy they could re-sign. But if I did see a trade with Chris Kreider, I could see it being with the Colorado Avalanche. I think they have the prospects to get it done. They have their first round pick, so I would go Avalanche if I was looking at Chris Kreider. All right, Jean-Gabriel Pageau. I think the best fit here would be the Edmonton Oilers, but I think it's going to be tough. You would have to see guys like whether it's Brandon Manning going the other way or Gagne going the other way. Like, it would have to be Cap going the other way for this trade to get done, because the Edmonton Oilers are tight on cap. But I could see it being a great fit. He would step into that third line role, so I could see Jean-Gabriel Pageau going to the Edmonton Oilers. And number 3, Vladislav Namestnikov. I think he could actually stay with Ottawa, but I do think a great fit could be the Calgary Flames, because if I'm looking at the Flames, they might need some help on that right side. I could see maybe the Ottawa Senators just bringing back a guy like Jankowski, but Jankowski has been better lately. Maybe a draft pick, a mid-draft pick, third or fourth round draft pick. So I'm going to say Namestnikov to Calgary. Carolina's first round pick. Okay, so this is actually a hot take, and I'm just looking at the situation of, Tyson Barrie's at the 5th spot of this trade bait board. The Carolina Hurricanes have been rumored to be looking at Tyson Barrie. So, hot take alert, but what if it was Tyson Barrie for either Carolina's or Toronto's first round pick? Hot take, but I think it's a possibility. The Leafs get a first round pick back. Again, it really depends the price. We just saw Martinez go for 2 second round picks. He does have term, but then we saw Andy Green go for a second round pick. So Tyson Barrie might be a first round pick plus a prospect. Even though he hasn't had a great year, he still provides a lot. And he played really well in the playoffs last year for the Avalanche. So any team that would acquire him has to take that into account, and the Leafs will be smart with that. So a first round pick plus, maybe the Leafs get their first round pick and trade that for someone else from a different team to get them a term or a player that they're more confident going into the playoffs with. So I could see Tyson Barrie going to the Carolina Hurricanes, and I could see the Carolina Hurricanes trading a first round pick possibly to the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, Sami Vatanen. So this one's tough. The easy answer would be one of the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Carolina Hurricanes, but I'm going to go a little off the board here. I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets. Yes, they did acquire DeMello, but I still think they need help on that blue line, and I'm going to go the Winnipeg Jets acquire Sami Vatanen. So a hot take, but I still think the Winnipeg Jets might go all in. Ilya Kovalchuk. This one's a little more tough. I think a team that's more realistic to acquire him would be the Avalanche, along with maybe looking at a different guy on the Habs, because, obviously the Bergevin rumors to visiting Colorado and talking to Sakic, but I'm not too sure. And if I could talk about a better fit, it could be the Pittsburgh Penguins. Obviously, the Penguins already acquired their guy in Zucker, but I just think Kovalchuk could find some, comfort in being on a line with Malkin. So, do I think he's going to get traded to Pittsburgh? Probably not. Maybe my prediction's more Colorado, potentially. But I'm going to go, if he does get traded, Colorado or maybe Pittsburgh. Andreas Athanasiou. So I still have a feeling that Edmonton might kick some tires on Athanasiou. So I'm going to go hot take, and I'm going to go, if they can clear some cap, Edmonton. I think I'm only going to go one more prediction on Edmonton, but we'll do Athanasiou Edmonton. All right, Eric Gustafson. I actually had a subscriber mention this, and honestly, it's not that bad enough idea. I don't know if the Golden Knights made that Cody Eakin trade to acquire another defenseman, but Eric Gustafson to Vegas might not be that bad of a trade. Maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs get in on that. Maybe the Carolina Hurricanes if they don't want to pay the price of one of the big guys. But I'm going to go with the Vegas Golden Knights for Eric Gustafson. All right, Dustin Byfuglien. You know what? I don't think he's going to play this year, but if he was to get traded or contract terminated, whatever happens, I could see the Florida Panthers being the favorite. So I'll say Panthers for Dustin Byfuglien. Patty Marlowe. You know what? I think Patty Marlowe stays. But if I could see Patty Marlowe moving, I think it would be to one of like the heavy contenders. So that would be like potentially like St. Louis or like Colorado or like another team like Dallas. So I could see Colorado. I think it would be out west somewhere, maybe even Vegas for Patty Marlowe. So hot take, but I think Patty Marlowe will probably stay in San Jose, but I could see him going to one of those west teams just for fast. I still think he'll stay with the Rangers. Joe Thornton, I don't know. I know there's been the Boston rumors, but I still see him staying in San Jose. But if he does get traded, Boston would be pretty cool. Eric Holla, I don't know. I think he stays in Carolina. I know he's high up on that trade, but Carolina's in the thick of it. And Holla, when he's been on the top of his game, he's been really good. Again, he's been inconsistent. Mike Hoffman, I think he stays with Florida. Florida's in the thick of it. And I think he's more likely to re-sign. But then again, who knows? There's been a lot of issues around Hoffman. Derek Grant, that's not too significant. I could see it being like Derek Grant and I know Nate Thompson are two guys that I could be seeing going to like a team like Washington or a team like Boston for their fourth line. Barclay Goodrow, that's a tough one. San Jose might re-sign him, still pretty young. Robin Lehner. So there's been some rumors around Robin Lehner. Could he maybe go to the Avalanche? Maybe. I know the Avalanche are looking for a goaltender. A hot take would be Carey Price, but I think they might fall back on a guy like Lehner if the Blackhawks don't think they'll re-sign him. Brandon Saad, I could see him going to the Calgary Flames. If not for a guy like, going back up Nemesnikov, I could see them going for Brandon Saad. I think they want a guy that's versatile. Nemesnikov is pretty versatile, so that's why I said Calgary, but maybe Brandon Saad goes to Calgary. Jimmy Vesey, that one's tough. Honestly, I think Buffalo would have to make that big trade for an offensive player, and then maybe Vesey's in that package. I did mention maybe in New Jersey if Buffalo's looking at one of their offensive players. Kyle Palmieri. I could see Palmieri maybe. Boston's maybe still in it. But that one's tough. I think Palmieri could be Boston. I think Palmieri could be a team like the Calgary Flames. I think he could be a team like the New York Islanders. So we'll see. But Palmieri might stay with New Jersey because they do need to keep some guys. Vincent Trocheck, I still think he stays with Florida. I just don't see the fit. But if there was a hot take and Florida was looking for a defenseman, I could see Vincent Trocheck possibly going to Buffalo. Jonas Brodin, I think he stays. If I could see two teams maybe going for Jonas Brodin, it would be the Toronto Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens. There's been some rumors with the Montreal Canadiens on Jonas Brodin. The Toronto Maple Leafs would prefer a right-shot defenseman, but Jonas Brodin fits that kind of defenseman they need. Would it be Kasperi Kapanen going to Minnesota for the Leafs? For the Montreal Canadiens, would it be a guy like Max Domi? The Buffalo Sabres, Connor Sheary. I talked about this with some of my subscribers. Connor Sheary could be a fit to go back to Pittsburgh maybe, but again, Cap's obviously a question mark, but Sheary obviously had a lot of success with Crosby, but Zucker's now having that success. But then again, maybe a top line of Sheary, Crosby, and Zucker, and then maybe Malkin gets Gensel when he gets back. It's a possibility. Troy Stetcher. I think Stetcher is not going to get traded. I don't see it, but I also don't think he'll be with the Canucks long term. He is a pending RFA, but I think they'll qualify him, but they might trade him either when it's the draft or into the offseason. Wayne Simmons, you know what? There's been some rumors around Vancouver, but the cap hit and the fact that he wants to stay, I'm not too sure. I'm going to lay actually a hot take out there. And not that it's a huge fit, but the fact that he's had his most success there, I'm going to say maybe the Philadelphia Flyers. Obviously, it's a huge hot take, but why not? Alex Kerfoot, I think he stays with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Kasperi Kapanen, unless it's for a stud defenseman, I don't think he'll be in a package. Matt Dumba, if I could pick a couple teams, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Carolina Hurricanes, Winnipeg Jets. I know I'm kind of all over the place with some of my predictions, but it's just so tough. Tyler Ennis, I'm going to say the Edmonton Oilers. I think that's my last prediction for a player that could go to the Edmonton Oilers, so I'll take Tyler Ennis to the Oilers. Josh Anderson, that one's tough. I think he could be a great fit with the Toronto Maple Leafs, but if I go a little off the board, and I know this is kind of a hot take, but I'll go Florida Panthers. I think the Florida Panthers, like I said, I think they could use a guy on their third line, so I'll go Florida Panthers. Pavel Buchnevich, I think he stays with the Rangers. Anthony DeAngelo, I think he stays with the Rangers. Jeff Petrie, I think he stays with the Canadiens. But there was a rumor about the Carolina Hurricanes for a first-round pick in either Jake Bean or Hayden Fleury. So if I could go for a prediction, I would go Carolina. Shane Gostisbehere, I think he stays. honestly. There was some rumors around Montreal, but I just don't see a trade there. Rocco Grimaldi, Rasmus Ristolainen in the Leaf rumors, but I don't think so. I mean, it could happen, and I think he could benefit from a change of scenery. Ron Hainsey, I mean, I could see a trade there, but I don't know. I don't know what you're going to get back. I think it's, again, in around a mid-round pick. Nate Thompson, like I said, I think I could see a fit with a team like Washington. And I don't know, just going down the list, Mikael Granlund, Nashville's in a playoff race. I could see him staying. Josh Manson, again, like, is it Leafs? Is it Carolina? It's a tough one, but that's kind of my predictions. If I could go some hot takes of, like, players that I could definitely see being, like, traded, or I don't know. If I'm going Montreal, I still could see, even though I still could see Tatar being traded. That's just my prediction. I think we've heard Bergevin say before he's not going to trade certain players. Tatar's got like a huge amount of like a value right now, and this is while he's still got one playoff run and another year on top of it. Trading a rental away is going to get you less of that value, so I could see Tatar being traded. And then if I could go one more player from the Detroit Red Wings, hot take alert, but Anthony Mantha. I mean, yes, I know Red Wings fans want a future of him. I just think, again, the value's there, and he's getting into his later 20s. The Red Wings are not going to be good, in my opinion, for another few years. I would look at trading Anthony Mantha. So there's a couple other guys like Jonathan Bernier that could maybe get traded, or, I mean, is Georgiev going to get traded, or is it Lundqvist? Who is it? So we'll see. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you are new. Smash the like button. Let me know what you think about some of my predictions. And I know it was all over the place. I was actually having some technical difficulties, but I will be live on trade deadline day all day, early in the morning, all the way to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So hope to see all of you there. Again, subscribe, like, and comment. This is John from Hot Take Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.